corruption's really bad around
Grab the
here.
red matter. This area's blocked off. Grab more red matter.
If we find that Chimera, let's take it out ourselves. That'll show Dad.
Yeah, you know, that sounds like a bad idea. Oh, here's the toilet. Alright. Scrap of tarp. Alright. Let's get the Chimera back out. So you control the Chimera, you move the Chimera by holding ZL, which is basically L2, and moving the right analog stick. The issue with that is you can't really control the camera when you do that.
Able to squeeze through there if you crouch.
Grab all this red matter. Is that good? And this red matter. So the game does expect you to come back later on. For example, there's this. Don't go by the Beast Legion. We don't have the Beast Legion. We'll have to come back after we get the Beast Legion later in the game. It's all side stuff though, but the game does expect you to come back with stuff later. You know, that might be our Chimera. It's got the big hands. Alright. I remember this fight being tricky.
Look at its hands. That's gotta be the one we're after. Those guys have no idea what they're in for. We gotta take it down before someone gets hurt.
Part of the issue especially is you don't necessarily have a truly effective way of dodging this early in the game, because there are a lot of enemies that will do an attack and the dodge doesn't last long enough.
Wait,
And you'll get hit by the end of the attack.
their corrosion levels are super high. Is that why they can see it?
Also, if you use the iris on a boss, you'll be able to see its health.
Correct shift.
And it appears at the top.
No time to lose. We've got to do something about this now.
Alright. And maybe dodge. Yeah, I had a pretty tricky time with this when I first did this game. Like I say, this is still early on, and it's really tricky to deal with before you've got the proper experience. It takes a bit of time to get used to how this game plays. And used to the dodge. Like that. That's one of the best examples of an attack you can't properly dodge because of the attack lasts too long. When it slows down like that, you've dodged at the right time. And as you saw, like, we dodged at the right time, and we still got hit. You can't do it properly this early in the game. Which is probably why we have all those medicines. Don't be afraid to use items in this game. It's not like Devil May Cry or Bayonetta, where using items is a big taboo. That shouldn't have hit me. Nice. So if you get the dodge timing down and the world slows down, you can usually follow up with a counter attack that will stun an enemy. See, again, perfect dodge. Couldn't dodge it fully. And what rank's that going to be? That is a D. It's understandable. Your first time through, you're probably not going to do that well.
But we were too late to help them. Maybe
If you
Dad
do
was
the
right.
replay though, not replay like I'm replaying now, but you do the replay with the
Jin here.
abilities you get
Do
later
you
on,
copy? It
that
sounds
Chimera
like
will
a
be
gate
fine.
just opened up not far from you two.
We've notified the captain. We're on our way there too. See you soon. Try and stay out of trouble, okay?
Roger that.
And it
We're
is
heading
supposed to
the
be
gate now.
tricky, particularly with like the way Akira says here. Like
So that Chimera wasn't the
it
target
was,
after
it
all.
was true. It was a difficult
Come
fight.
on,
Maybe
let's
they
get
were
going.
right, and we
We
shouldn't
can't
try and
let
do
anyone
this on
else
our
get
own.
redshifted. Hold up! We can't leave that gate wide open like that. The Legion should be able to close it up quick.
Yep. Now we learn how to close gates.
Let's try it out.
Grab this. Pick up the red matter. Picking up red matter does have a benefit because it increases your Legion meter. Your Legion meter can be boosted up to double of its standard capability. So currently we can, the max for us is 100. It can go up to 200 right now. And as we go further, we can increase that to like 110, then the max is, the extra we can have is 220, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, it's me. Yeah, hold up, someone's coming. No, don't hang up, idiot. I'll just play it cool until they leave.
Okay.
Oh yeah, hey, that's right. Thank you. How's work treating you, huh? Oh really? Oh yeah, you don't say, huh?
Okay.
Hey, I know you're busy, but see that guy over there? He's got a warrant out for him. Do you think you could find out what he's talking about?
So, they can see what you're doing back at base through the iris. That is explained. One o'clock, warehouse 3. Really? Say it one more time. Go on, say it one more time for me. Oh, God. Come on, get this down properly. Okay. So working this, I don't think there's a case like this again, actually. That requires you to keep your Legion while you move yourself.
Okay, we've heard all
Keep
we
it in
need
a
to
specific
hear.
spot while you
Now
move
bring 'em in.
yourself. Alright. You're under arrest for drugs. Sure thing, local officer.
Great job, thank you. Good luck Chimera hunting.
But yeah, I don't think there's another case like that in the game where it's like, oh yeah, no. Keep the Legion close to a specific character while also moving yourself to keep yourself close. There might be, but maybe the issue is just that while we're here this early on, we just... the chain is just way shorter. Oh, we can't get down there yet. Unless, can I shoot that? Because what I want is there, but it won't lock on. Damn it. And I don't have the Legion that'll let me actually aim for myself yet. Come on, we can do this. This isn't exactly rocket science. And we gotta be careful not to touch those. That looks good. There we go. Awesome. They want us to wait till later to do that, and I said no. What do we got? Ooh, a full medicine. That'll be useful, because we do have a tricky set of fights coming up soon. Nice. Alright, let's continue. Okay, so it goes that way. Grab the red matter. Is there a chest over there? Yes, there is. Because if I was going to put a chest somewhere, that's where I'd put one. It is worth going out your way for these, particularly because like the items you have for your actual supply, like these ones, they're worth not using unless you really have to. So having the temporary field items is always something you want. Is always something you want. What's going on over here?
I thought our days of breaking up fights were over. We'd better stop them before someone gets hurt.
Alright. Two for one. You know, with normal people not being able to see the legions, I wonder what they think when people just suddenly are like, oh, I'm tied up.
You really should be able to handle this. Alright. We've got a Chimera to chase.
Okay, so there are various objects in the environment you can destroy. You don't want to, because if anybody sees you destroy them, they will complain at you and you'll lose points. Which is the little star next underneath our health bar, those numbers. And I don't think we can go that way.
The trail ends at that wall. Looks like we'll have to wing it for a while.
But yeah, you lose points. Those points add up to the rank you get at the end of the file. And, of course, like Devil May Cry, like Bayonetta, like basically every game like this. The more points you have, generally the better you've done. And usually the better reward you get at the end. It's the case of, like, Devil May Cry, you don't really want to be buying items. What's going on here?
Hard work without a legion.
Huh.
Let's give her a hand.
Like, in Devil May Cry, you want to spend the red orbs.
Show me how you did that. You just moved your hand and there it went.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Which makes me think back to the thing I said before with like, oh, you just wave your hand and then people fall over and are like, ah, I'm wrapped up.
I think that was our target.
Uh-oh.
It grabbed a civilian. Come on, hurry. Up there. Let's get it.
Nice, grabbing more people. Yeah, and stuff like Devil May Cry, there's the trick with, like, red orbs are your currency, and you spend red orbs to increase your, to buy new moves and
Looks like there
gives
was
you
some
more
struggle.
options.
Did that Chimera do this too?
But you also use red orbs to buy items, and you're going to be buying more items if you're not doing as well at the game. And you also get red orbs for how well you do in a level. And so you're going to be getting less red orbs if you're struggling, and you're probably going to be spending red orbs on items if you're struggling. And so if you're struggling, the game doesn't get easier, it gets harder than if you were doing well at the game, because that's just how it's designed. And so generally, in basically everything like that, you want as many points as you can get, and if you can avoid losing points for stuff like breaking objects in the environment, then avoid breaking objects in the environment. That was a long-winded way to get to a point. To get to what was basically a really simple point. More medicine. Alright, let's go. Go save some lives. Oh. And we're gonna save the... Oh no, they're all done. So, you can get a file on aberrations like this, which is basically normal people turned into monsters by the corruption. And every single one of them states how once somebody's turned into an aberration, there is nothing you can do. Which means all we can do is take them down before they hurt anybody else.
Focus on saving these people. The tracks can wait.
So this is something that comes up every now and then during the game. People with health bars, and if you save them, you'll get a reward for it. It's always worth doing.
Look out! Here comes more.
Okay, that's actually a Chimera. And that is a problem. Okay, that one was on its own. Now we take out the others. You gotta remember the pros and cons of locking onto an enemy. The pros are you're always looking at the enemy. The cons are you then cannot actually target another enemy. It's like I was aiming to fight that Chimera and then an aberration came up behind me. I was like, okay, I want to attack that aberration quickly. But I was locked onto the Chimera, so every attack I did was aimed at the Chimera. No. That's a move we haven't been taught yet. So if you let the Legion meter run out, it will take longer to replenish than if you shut it down just before it runs out. And you also cannot resummon the Legion until it's replenished a certain amount, if the meter has run out. There we go, it's almost dead. So I said using the iris will show you the health of a boss. It will also show you the health of basically any enemy. You guys all okay?
This does not look good. But there could be more survivors out there. I'll stay here with them. You go check the alleys and see if anyone else ran that way.
Alright.
I'll catch up with you later. Go.
Yeah, Jin and Akira said they were on their way. Taking them a while. Right above the crime scene. Would you call it a crime scene? Oh, the emphasis was on the wrong part there. Would you call it a crime scene? You kids okay? What about you?
I'll catch up with you
Are
later.
you okay?
Go.
And what about you? So they can't see Chimera, but they can see the aberrations.
Can you hear me? I'm picking up a really strong signal near your location.
What kind of
Keep your
signal?
guard up, okay?
Alright. Well, this looks weird. Uh-oh. So yeah, the way these things always go, you would have expected that we'd end up here sooner or later. I didn't expect to end up here this soon. There we go. Come on. So I would argue this is easier than the gorilla thing we fought earlier. Although I suppose it didn't look like a gorilla, I'm only calling it a gorilla because it's the same kind of monster that we see later on that is just straight up gorilla. So what we do is, whenever an enemy does that, they're going to charge, and if we put our chain in that area, we basically catapult the Chimera back, which gives us time for a free attack. And I think that, and how telegraphed this Chimera's attacks all are, make this easier than the previous boss. Uh-oh. Here's the medicine. Ah. No. Go! You know, being close to it seemed like a good idea. You missed me. See how you do with mine. So for a good portion of the game, I say a good portion, but there was a good part of the early game when I first played this that I barely used the gun because it felt like it was worthless. So I only used the gun for ranged enemies. Like, look at that, 58. Although that's the Chimera more than that's the Legion more than us. Our standard attack's doing like 10s, 11s, 12s. The gun's doing 2. And it's like, yeah, okay, I get that the gun's going to be weaker than the standard attack. But when we're doing that little damage anyway, you kind of get the feeling it's like, why bother with this? But the gun will get better later on, and we will be using it a good amount later. Oh, is it changing? Yeah, okay, it's going to be phase 2, I guess. You know, that seemed like a good idea at the time. Uh-oh. Oh, that was not right. Okay, the attacks I'm getting caught by from the Chimera, sure. The falling blocks, not happy about. Because I can't see them coming. Here we go. If you can, you want to aim for the head. You will actually do more damage to the head. And if we get it in the back, we'll also do more damage there. Okay, get out of the way of that. Uh-oh. Kinda wanted to be behind it for that. Damn it. Really are burning through the Legion meter with this. So by now you're probably, like playing the game yourself, you're probably thinking like, this is kind of, it's enjoyable enough and the ideas are really interesting, but the combat feels kind of button mashing. Like there's not really anything else for you to do beyond button mash. The Legion's doing the majority of the damage anyway. And all you're really doing is mashing the ZR button. You're finished. And that is true, but that's basically how most of the early game goes. It's not until the combat actually opens up that we get to do it. Get to experience the full range of just how good the combat is in this game. Uh-oh. Catch me. Thanks, sword. You are my friend. Uh-oh. Not today, weapon.
Not today.
I actually forgot I was going to say that. I say weapon, it looks kind of like one of the weapons from Final Fantasy VII. Diamond weapon, maybe? And this is the bit where the Avengers all come together to face off against the greater threat. Nice.